Initiating System 1. System 1 loaded.
The GoreCast is brought to you by American Horrors, the greatest uncut horror channel in the world. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, all horror. As well as the station of decapitation without your head.
America's longest running horror channel, www.withoutyourhead.com.
The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
What's up, GoreCasters? And welcome back here to the subscribe button. Oh, don't forget to subscribe while you're here, seeing as that's running now. Just turned that off. How's it going, everybody? Welcome to Thursday group chat. Hey, friends. How are you?
Hello.
How's everyone going?
Yep.
I'm going to be drinking too. Scotchy Scotch. Here it goes down into my belly.
I'm not drinking because I didn't want to give you a heart attack by running downstairs for an ice cube in the middle of you doing the music.
No, we got it. We're ready to go.
I don't know how he does it. It's like a...
Because I don't want the ice to be melted before we're on, so I wait till we're about to go on so that I can run down and get the ice. That way I have a nice cold whiskey.
This is a little peek behind the curtain.
I definitely need to change the color correction on Carter. Carter was essentially see-through there for a moment. I don't know.
I don't know why that's funny.
There we go.
I'm feeling
that's close enough.
Everything's gonna be funny.
Yeah, so instead of the usual couple of movies, we have half a series for you this week, and then we'll either do the other half next week, or we might leave it a week or two, give it a break, and then come back to it, kind of thing. So we're going to be talking all about the new-ish series that's out on Hulu called Monsterland, which is an anthology series.
Yes.
Yep. There we go. We'll get more into that as we get into the episodes. But as is customary on the GoreCast, anyone got any interesting tidbits from the week before we move into the newsy bits?
Yeah. Could have been living under a rock lately.
Right. So, yeah. Okay. News bits. First up, what was that?
I'm thinking. That's my thinking noise.
First news bit up we have is very applicable as it's January 14th, so exactly 1 year to the day, supposedly, but I think it's a ballsy move, them saying it, considering the way movies have got delayed. But anyway, 1 year to the day, Scream will be hitting our cinemas from now.
I think it's 5, right?
Scream
5?
Yes.
Sure.
I think
Yes.
so.
No.
Yes.
6?
Wait. There's original Scream. Then there's
Scream 2 and
there's
Scream 3
in the college.
Scream 4.
There's Scream. Yeah, it's when she's in college and it's the mother. It's the killer. Then there's Scream.
Scream
That's
20 would be 5.
Scream 4, right? Or is it 5?
That's not.
Oh
yeah,
my God.
It is Scream 5. Yeah.
The newest one will be 5.
There was the third one where it was the movie within a movie. Then there was the fourth one, which was the internet. It was the modern day version of it, where it was Scream, but it was text messages instead of phone calls, which it doesn't translate as well.
What's your
stab emoji, eggplant emoji, scary face emoji?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So this will be film number 5. You're right.
Yes.
Yeah, that's it. That's all the news that's
I
there.
don't know. I'm celebrating because it's
I'm
5
down
Scream
for it.
movies.
I'm interested to see if the chick from Heroes will come back, because supposedly that was something that we're talking about. Because you never actually. She's from Scream 4.
Cheerleader.
The deputy lady.
No, the blonde college.
I don't know what
the
person.
blonde student friend,
The cute bunch.
Oh,
the cheerleader from
Cheerleader.
Heroes.
I'm not-
Yeah.
I'm the worst with names and people's. I've seen the movie. I don't know anybody that was in it besides Nev Campbell, Patricia Arquette, or Courtney.
You
God,
know
fuck, I'm mixing
nothing.
them together.
Hey.
Courtney Cox.
Actually, at one point, you might be right, and it might have been Courtney Arquette for one of those films.
That's true. That's they married.
True. You know some things.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's about all the news on that bit. I'm looking forward to it. I'm always down for a Scream movie, as long as it's not Scream 2 or 3. I wasn't upset with Scream 4. A lot of people were. I was kind of like, it's okay.
I don't that one, the deputy lady. She made lemon squares. I love me some lemon squares, so that gets me some points.
What a
right
weird
there,
reason to
Scream
like
4.
it. You know, I'm not even going to ask. I'm not even going to
You-
doubt it, you know. Okay, so next news bit up, we have bad news for gays. They have confirmed that Swamp Thing, that's not coming back. 100%.
Dude, that sucks. That was
I
good.
didn't think it was, because didn't they just take from the DC streaming app and just
Yeah,
put
but
that
by
same
the same
series
token, a
on
lot of
CW?
people were like, why in the shit are you getting rid of this? This is fucking brilliant.
Yeah. Well, yeah, more eyes, because not everybody has the
Well,
DC thing.
At the end of the day, that was a show that got cancelled because someone made a clerical error.
Oh, this is going to cost way
What?
more money than I ever expected.
Well, it wasn't just that. There was funding for the show originally supposed to be coming from, I think, something got to do with the county that it was being filmed in. They were supposed to put up some of the money, but there was some clerical error, and that money never went through. So they had the series done, realized they were ridiculously out of pocket and couldn't afford to do another
Lads
season.
already were like, well, you know, you kind of already shot a half a season for no monies, so we might as well put it out there, you know. And you're gonna
Yeah. They kinda-
pick it up for season 2. Yeah, totally. Yep, cool. Not a problem.
Oh, so do that.
It did do really well. It's not that there was an issue
thought
with
it
the
was-
show. The show was widely very well received. It was just that they're like, that was more money than we were planning. Enough of that.
And
Oh,
that
yeah.
was kind of smart of like CW, seeing as though it's like with a lot of things not being able to be filmed because of COVID. So certain seasons of shows may have been.
No,
No.
but to be fair, Swamp Thing, this was before the pandemic, all that happened.
No. I didn't finish. They brought it to CW to kind of replace those shows, since they didn't have some of their other shows to have on, since they have
I
that
imagine they
connection
brought
with
it to
DC.
CW to try and
from
recoup
the
some of their
other-
losses.
I mean, that could have been that too, but I mean, they were like probably. I'm not saying they're completely left with no programming, but like, I'm sure a lot of the stuff hampered their other regularly stuff that they would have on.
Well,
Like it
But
did
it's
with
fine
the rest
for
of
Flash
Hollywood.
and Supergirl and stuff like that, because they're immune to viruses and things of that nature. So it's not an issue.
Right, but like
No, not-
I
no,
thought
no.
That was it.
Swamp Thing
That
was
was
a
it.
good though for like it just like Arrow, and this was going to be like a good flagship. So I didn't really care for Stargirl.
To be honest, like I think part of the reason that Swamp Thing ended up being on CW was because Berlanti was one of the producers for Swamp Thing, so it kind of made sense to shift it over there where all the other Arrowverse based
More
stuff is.
Constantine, please. Bring that back.
Yeah.
For bringing things back. I want that. Constantine was so good. He is Constantine. I liked the Brad Pitt Constantine. Or sorry, the Keanu Reeves Constantine. I know Giz has issues, but I was like, look, I wasn't as into the comics as I was at the time of the movie, and as a movie that I wasn't completely aware of the comic verse went, I quite enjoyed it. And to say I was a bit upset when I heard they were doing the sequel, and I was like, it's Keanu Reeves again. But like, Keanu Reeves is John Wick now. Could we not give the guy that's blatantly Constantine the movie?
Oh, dude.
Well,
Uh,
he still is Constantine.
Yes, I know.
Legends-
on the
Yes,
TV
I know.
version, yeah.
I know. But I really liked that Constantine season.
there's also going to be a Justice League Dark, and I'm not sure if it's animated or live action, but odds are, in any case, they'll probably.
There's an animated one.
That's out already.
Well, there's already a movie, but there's a series in the works, and I just can't remember if it's live action.
Okay.
It's still not the Constantine series, is it?
Now I will say
this is like I'd like some fucking chocolate covered digestive biscuits, and you're like, I don't have those, but here's some bourbons. I don't want fucking bourbons. I want my fucking chocolate covered digestive. Chocolate covered?
Dude, you realize that Constantine would be like the main character if this is a series,
That's
right?
all I'm saying.
Just like he's kind of a main character at the moment in Legends of Tomorrow.
For the trench coat guy.
And that made up because Legends of Tomorrow was kind of lacking.
Are you fucking talking crazy? They had a massive teddy bear battle. What the fuck are you talking about?
Okay, so
and the other seasons before that were fucking awesome. Legends of Tomorrow was the one that I was like, this is consistently entertaining.
Yeah, actually, to be honest, the most recent season of Legends was half terrible and then half good, because it's like the crisis happened and they're doing all this crap, and it took them half a season to get back onto concentrating on story while the laughs happen at the same time, as opposed to the first half, which was all the laughs and a bit of story happening in the background, which was just being.
In defense, I haven't seen the latest season. I just jumped through so I could finish Crisis, and that's as far as I got.
See, you need to watch all of the seasons of all of it because it's all amazing. There's a massive teddy bear battle, and it's so good. He's made with love.
I dig the fact that they constantly throw back to those moments, but I don't know, man.
They fuck orgied themselves into a massive ninja teddy bear. Or spirit orgy, what you want to call it? Spirit orgy.
We're going to go with spirit orgy. There was no actual. It was just at the end of it. At the end of it, fucking Mick was just worst orgy ever.
He wasn't wrong. It was pretty weird, as orgies go, which are conventionally a weird enough experience as things go.
I
love the way everyone's just admitted to being in an orgy at some stage. Because you were defending orgies, and Buzz and Carter, after I said about them being a weird experience in general, just sat there just nodding. So, yeah, high school.
I was looking at my table. I don't know what's going on.
You were looking at your table.
What happens in Vegas?
Which is why I was like, Buzz was definitely in an orgy, because it was in that sort of, you were watching it happen while nodding along to what the question was.
Yeah. Not looking at the camera so I can look at the disgusting filth that I
am. Right, last up, because god damn, I love some video games, and if anyone's ever over on our Twitch channel, which if you're not, you should, there's the thing up there. That's not the right logo. Don't ignore what it says up there. It's GoreCast Unplugged.
It's also saying, what would Keanu do 2020 since the start of the show?
I said that's been there all the time. That stays there now. That's literally, if all of the riots that started literally the minute the new year started are an indication of anything, is some motherfuckers need to chill the fuck out and go, what would Keanu do? Because I'll tell you what, he wouldn't fucking rob Nancy Pelosi's fucking chair and go charging down the fucking highway with it, and then be surprised he gets fired. I don't even know why I got arrested or fired. Because you fucking broke into a federal building on camera and then posed for a fucking photo while you held Nancy Pelosi's fucking throne chair over your fucking head.
My favorite thing is the dude who refused to eat at the jail because they're not feeding him vegan food. I'm like, that guy just just kill him. Just kill him, please.
Okay, feed him his dietary restrictions.
Oh my god! Well, hopefully there's some kind of pill in there that kills him.
He called it. No, he called for religious reasons. So they were like, "Well, crap,
bullshit."
So he gets to eat organic.
I hope somebody in that jail offs him. Just ends his life.
That's not a good. That's a bit harsh.
I got very violent. It's the beer. It's kind of going back and forth. Yeah. Happy Buzz, angry Buzz.
Certainly on a Buzz.
Right. Anyway,
color of emotions.
Oh yeah, Or Twitch channel. That's I don't even know how we got onto that extra bit. Or Twitch channel. If you're GoreCast Unplugged, go to Twitch. I'm a big fan of Call of Duty, which is that's the link. And I played a lot over there. And for anyone, I'm sure anyone that's touched a console in the last 9 years is aware of what Call of Duty Zombies has brought to the genre of shooting zombies in the face with fantastic firearms next to close range bases on a regular thing. But their latest game, Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, is out. The zombie mode wasn't there when it launched initially, and people were kind of like, hey, where's our fucking zombie mode? And they were like, as is customary with video games these days, it's coming in a patch. Don't worry. We're working on some cool shit to make it a little bit more funsies than it normally is, and it will be there shortly. And now it is there. Soon. And
how much did it cost?
Well, it comes as part of Call of Duty Black Ops. You don't pay extra. It's just a mode that wasn't activated yet. I think it had something to do with the way they were merging. They've merged. So there used to be. So there was Call of Duty Warzone, and then there was also whatever the game was, and there was Battle Royale for both versions. They're after merging Warzone and Black Ops all into the one game now. So you can play Warzone for free, but Black Ops and all of the accoutrements that go along with Black Ops, you have to buy the actual Black Ops game for. But essentially, the Battle Royale is cross-platform via that Warzone thing. But anyway, Call of Duty Zombies is out, and they're doing free access to everyone. So if you have Warzone for... give me 1 minute. I should probably pull up the date here. Just 1 second. Thanks for that. I love when Buzz just filler music's me. It's great. That sounded bad. So from it's out already. Okay. So, I need to sort my shit out. So from now until January 21st, you can play the mode for free. Not only that, there's also a new map that's come out with it as well. Treyarch has announced that zombie mode will be getting a new map called Firebase Z next month. The free week includes the regular zombie survival map along with new mode called Cranked for PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 players. You can also try the PlayStation exclusive Onslaught zombie mode. As an added bonus, players will receive double weapon XP starting this weekend. Fuck yeah. That's fucking awesome. And huzzah.
Huzzah!
So, GoreCast Unplugged. Or if you're looking for me on PS4, or actually Warzone's completely cross-platform. So if you're looking for me on anything, it's just GoreCast. Let's go some shooty. Get some fucking zombies. Crank them in the fucking brain box. Do you know? Bit of shooty bang. Shoot some zombies right in their brain hole. It'll be great. GoreCast Unplugged. On Twitch. Yeah, that's it. Now, as... Normally we'd have loads of trailers and things, but because it's only one TV show we're covering, we've only got the one trailer for it. So that's a bit of a change, because normally Giz would talk about some movie or some game or something and be like, and there's a trailer on YouTube that you can go check out. And I'm like, why the fuck didn't you tell me there's a trailer? I'd have put the trailer in the thing. But tonight we have the trailer in the thing, because there's a very, very cool Call of Duty Zombies trailer. And I thought it'd be a nice way to break up shit before we get into the meat of the show. So we'll be back after a bit of Call of Duty Zombies. I hope you enjoy yourself. Toodle pips.
Sam, what have you done?
Did you get the package? Watch it. Watch the tape.
What the hell is that?
The machine. It's happening again.
Requiem actual strike team is on the ground. Investigate the site. Contain the threat.
Roger. Moving.
Let's get the power on. What was that?
Sometimes I feel I've got to get away.
Strike team, report. What the hell just happened?
Take my tears and what's not nearly. Oh!
Let's go!
Push him back!
To love.
copy and get early access to the open beta and instant access to the Woods Operator Pack in Modern Warfare and Warzone.
With my sister a
And
couple
we're back.
times, and I
That's
really dug
evidently
it.
going
But
since fucking October. Oh no, it's probably the free access is what's going on. Yeah. I just realized, yeah, the free access is the news. The game has been out since October. See, senor. Oh shit! I didn't mean to go out of the fucking actual chat box there. Alrighty. So, yeah, that's all the news bits for today. And other than that, we have a pretty interesting half a series to talk about. Yeah, I like and don't like this all at the same time, and there's reasons, and we'll get into it. But yeah, it came out. How long is this out? It's a couple of months now, isn't it? October, yeah.
October.
So it came out in October. It's a horror anthology, a horror anthology series.
Anthology.
That's one of the Hulu originals, which I have to say Hulu have been knocking out of the park with some of their horror stuff. Like the you know that the thing you and I reviewed before, Seasons or whatever it is. Do you know where it's like they do like 6 movies a year, Blumhouse and Hulu.
Oh, yeah.
Crap, all I can think of is Happy Death Day, and I know
No,
that's
you know
wrong.
what? It's like they're a series, but one comes out at Christmas, one comes out at Halloween. It's like a movie comes out and it's all Halloween themed or whatever.
Yeah, I just can't think of the name of it right now, unfortunately. That's annoying.
I was gonna put the while you guys were all
Sorry, I
looking.
had black screen on my phone there for a second. I was just making sure we were in fact back. We are. Yeah, so there is kind of a running. I'm reluctant to say some characters appear in separate sections, but predominantly is each episode takes place in a different state of America, and it's someone who's got some very traumatic shit or stuff going on in their life, and a monster essentially helps them see the realization and error of their ways, or in the case of one lady, makes her get on board with some very ridiculous shit very fucking quickly, in my opinion. Yeah, as I was saying in the chat earlier, because we do discuss these because I don't mind kind of mentioning this now because this is the first episode anyway, but it's as much as I was confused by that ending, I will say one of my overall issues with this is a kind of the 4 episodes I've seen in general was they spend an hour kind of very meticulously trying to lead you a direction so that there's this big twist at the end, but the twist has been telegraphed like fuck at the very start of the episode. Bar episode 1, where the twist that came at the end, because it's got nothing to do with the monster that shows up, I was like, that came out of nowhere. Which I was, in credit to you.
Well, and it kind of seemed like that's the theme of everything.
Yeah, but the rest
like
of it
just kind of it's never what you expect it to be.
The rest of it was, though.
Some of them yes, some of them no. Like the 4th one, I didn't think at the end would happen. Well, that happened to the dude, the boss guy. I was like, whoa, okay. I don't want to get into too much because I don't know what we can and cannot get into because it's so new in a way.
Real quick, the Hulu series we were talking about was Into the Dark.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Anyway, will we
and that's good.
Will we start moving on to actual episodes? Okay. So episode 1. Wait, no, I need to hit that. I need to hit this, and then I need to make that go away. And the news bit. Yeah, episode 1, which is Port Fourchon, Louisiana, I believe, which is tells the story of a young girl. And I'm saying young girl, like she's probably in her late teens. Yeah.
18.
She has a kid who's about 5 or 6.
To be fair, I think
she's definitely not 2 or 3. She's not a fucking hook. That kid's 2 or 3.
She doesn't talk a lot, but I mean, she talks. She can interact and shit.
Anyway, she has a kid, young, very, very young, as you've probably established by the fact that she's 18 and the kid's
Are you talking about the character's 18 or the
character.
actress is that young?
Character.
Okay, I would say because the actress is like 24. So
I think she's supposed
where
to
we
be
go with
still
that.
in her teens in this, isn't she?
Yeah, somewhere there.
We're never told what age she is, but the implication is
She's a
that
very
she
young
is
mother.
more
That's
than
the
likely
easiest way of
18 or
describing
19.
it. There we go.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I mean, they even kind of go back in flashbacks showing that she's, I think her and her friend were like still in school or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, long story short, she's not having the most fun, as you can imagine. That and the fact that her dad, or the dad of the child, is a bit of a fucking asshole that causes some
No, that wasn't the dad of the child. The dad of she never heard from him. That was actually just some guy that she met that she thought maybe she could
Oh,
have
right.
something
I thought that was the dad.
Yeah. No, because he was kind of weirded out when, like, oh, it's her birthday. I thought
Sure, he came with a birthday present.
Cool.
Yeah,
He knew about the birthday. What he was
about the
confused
birthday,
about
but
was
he
the
thought,
fact that the girl's name's Jack, and he was told Jack, so he picked up a boy's laser gun toy thing instead of a girl thing. She didn't give a
but she
shit.
didn't
She
care
was
anyway,
like,
so it
cool,
didn't make a
this is
difference.
colourful and
Right.
noisy. All of the things I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Evidently the not dad, the just suitor for the night.
Just a dude.
Starts doing a bit of rubby leg. Rubby leg turns into, okay, I see what's going on here. And then the kid's like, Mom! Mom! I need a bath. I'm going to put this down right now. If you want to really irk me from the very start of a series, having an annoying as fuck child in there.
When you did that mom thing, I suddenly
Man!
went to Cartman.
Man!
Hold on.
More Hot Pockets!
Mom, I want my pot pie!
To be fair, it was your one suggestion to go to bed, and then the little one turned around and went, "No, I always have a bath before you put me to bed."
She's very screamy.
She is. She's a,
Right. Like, they were definitely trying to keep her character as, like,
she's very
nerve-wracking as
screamy.
possible.
And if anyone who watched
achieved
our
it.
review of what's that movie with the kid that screams the whole time? No, Babadook as well. If you've watched a review of Babadook or the Vivarium.
Vivarium.
Yeah. If you've watched either of the reviews of those, you'll know that one thing that'll get to me fairly fucking quickly is children screaming their fucking heads off. Because I don't like them. I don't like them in general. I especially don't like them when they're fucking loud and in my fucking face.
Yeah, but little Jack isn't just screaming. Little Jack is a little ball of rage, and she lashes out at everything.
Yes.
Violently.
And annoyingly.
But, like, it's that, but it's like that, not all the time. Like, it's that kind of loose cannon.
How are you?
1 minute she's really cool, the next she's losing her shit.
She bit the mailman like a dog.
Who hasn't?
I haven't bit the mailman.
Have I?
Mine runs too quick, so I haven't.
I have a great visual in my head right
I
now,
have to
Carter.
rethink my life again for a second.
Not for lack of trying, damn it. It's just too quick.
He's quick.
One day I'll rig up these fire extinguishers onto this chair and he is fucked.
Give me my mail.
Yeah, so anyway, on top of all of that, there's a crazy serial killer who's been going around a couple of states and killing some peoples. He shows up, some stuff happens, and he ends up back at her house. Then it turns out that he's been killing loads of people because he wears them as human suits, because he's some sort of, what was the name? He's
really
they gave some sort of name for it, but he's some type of being that's able to essentially just, some sort of augment thing, but essentially he can just wear people. Kind of like your man from Men in Black, it's an Egger suit. Yeah. Except he's able to wear them properly.
But you see, the thing is, we know he's a killer from the start of it because pretty much the very first scene that we see. And I did like the conversation and the way that it went, because we're seeing that your one, Tony, she's not an idiot. She knows what your man, she thinks she knows what he's trying to get at when he invites her to sit down. When he turns up at her door and offers her a load of money just to kind of sleep in her house and get rid of like have the car parked. So to be fair, he doesn't actually he doesn't play the sleazy character.
She's the one that makes the. Yeah, she's the one that gets her fucking fuckity fuck on.
There was some nookie in that shower.
Like that just got like. I mean, the whole thing's just kind of like, okay. Oh, that just got weird. All right.
But like, I was talking to someone else that had watched the show, and and we were talking about that part. I was like, man, I want to stay at her house because she just getting it on. That's what's gonna happen.
All right.
In the shower.
The only thing I can rationale is the fact that the last encounter she had with the guy ended up with the guy hitting herself and her daughter, whereas in this situation, the guy who has arrived out of the blue seems at first to be creepy as hell, has been nice to her kid. Her kid has not had a violent reaction to him in any way, shape, or form. He has not tried to be creepy. He has not tried to do anything, and she's decided, you know what? It's been ages. Why not?
True. I bet she regrets that decision.
I honestly thought this story was going to take a completely different turn. Because I have this like monstrous hero complex, envisioned him teaching the little kid to channel her violent urges into not beating the crap out of her mother.
I love the way you're like. I love the way you're like. Say it in such a nice, nurturing manner, and it's like I thought he was going to take this little girl aside and teach her how to be a little murder machine.
So like, okay, Reddy wanted to call it a shapeshifter, but I didn't really feel like it fell into shapeshifter though, because it's just like skin wearing.
It's more of a skinwalker than anything,
right?
In Skin Ranger
modus operandi,
it's
not
such a
as
weird
in
kind of,
literal.
It's
actually, hang on. I suppose if he's going by supernatural, he's right because those shapeshifters did peel off their skin, but I don't think they took other people's skins.
Right. I was gonna say because our character like kept like, do I want to be a guy or a girl? Steve, Marsha. Yeah, fuck it, we'll go with this one.
Marsha.
And like threw the raincoat on and went out there and shit.
Do you know who played Mr. Shapeshifter guy or whatever? It was the guy from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Fuck that! I was gonna say
remake.
I was going to say the
also
Black Donnellys.
That's
right,
dude.
That is say that. So
good shout. That is such a good TV show. Have you never seen that?
See, funny enough, I was going to go with the Kingdom series he was on.
You should watch that.
It was an MMA
You should watch that, but the only problem if you watch that is there was only ever one season, and it leaves on a bit of a fucking cliffhanger, a very, very, very annoying cliffhanger. But Black Donnellys was Sons of Anarchy before Sons of Anarchy was a thing, and
based on the actual Donnelly family.
What ended
Black
on one series?
It was so good.
I just remember him from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake. He was the guy that was obsessed with the drugs.
And the mom is the youngest daughter on the whole TV show Last Man Standing.
Yeah, I knew that. Tim Allen's TV show.
No, Tim Allen is in.
Yeah.
Then later on,
which is funny. They just did an episode there.
And he has 3 daughters, and the waitress is the youngest daughter.
Right.
That's why I was curious when I was like, she's doing some risque stuff. Is she of age? Because when she was on the show, she wasn't. So I was like,
well, she obviously must be because.
Yeah, that's how I knew her age. Because I'm like, I'm gonna double check that. Hulu, what are you trying to do, Hulu? And I'm like, okay, you're good.
Hey dude, after Netflix released that fucking twerking 9-year-old documentary, it's probably best that you double check. Yeah, you're looking at me like that didn't happen. That's the thing. What was the name of it again? Fucking Cupcakes or something? I can't remember. It was bad.
I remember that, but I don't remember the name or anything about it.
That's it. There you go. That's it. I have obviously never seen the fucking thing. I just saw the uproar about it, but it's essentially an hour and a half of 9-year-olds twerking.
Yeah, I remember that now.
No, like I was kind of with as though I expected the ending to go completely different. But then, like as I watched all the episodes, I kind of expected it to go different, and it really.
See, this was the one where I didn't really know where it was going because I was just like, "Where's that?" I was like, "Where's this going?"
Comes out of left field.
And that ending is the one. But like, even before that, I'm like, "Where the fuck is this going?" And then the ending happens. I'm like,
even though I disagree with Giz's theory as to what the ending was, I do think he was right to a certain degree. It was just the wrong woman or wrong female that he picked. I thought it was going to be the mother he was going to take under his wing and teach the way ways of face removal.
You can't have one without.
Yes,
color,
I know,
really.
but like it would be teach mom, and then once the kid's over the fact that she needs to peel her fucking face off every 20 fucking hours, you know.
No, just whenever she kills somebody
Well, it's
new.
not even when you kill somebody new. It's just when you decide to wear them.
Yeah. Okay. What really also kind of fucked me up is because we introduced the fact that I can't remember his character's name, but Jonathan had that kind of sidebar where he's like, "Yeah, I'm on the run. I just got to keep running. I can't let so and so catch me." Where the fuck did that
Well,
go?
we're only 4 episodes in.
Yeah,
right. I've seen all 8. So it was just
we're only 4
All right, you've seen all 8, so that doesn't show up.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is though, even on that episode though, it felt like his character was just kind of thrown in there. Then like nothing really happens to it because we've got the mom and stuff like that. Like so many things didn't end.
We
the way
have
I
our
expected it
theories
to.
about him reappearing in episode 3. You know what I mean?
Right.
Possibly,
Oh,
maybe.
yeah.
It kind of made sense. Anyway, okay. I suppose we might as well move on. That was episode 1. So I need to do a quick name change here. Is someone?
Probably my least favorite of the 4.
Yeah. This one I thought episode 2. I'll let you take it away there for a second, just while I do this. But episode 2 I thought was really good, but the issue was. It was telegraphed.
Oh.
So, like, I saw the hook coming a mile away.
So, Ready, Set, Game hits us with Shapeshifter is a creature that can change in any person at will. Fantasy mythology. Skinwalkers can turn into an animal wearing their pelts. Native American mythology.
Well, that's kind of what they're doing. It's just not wearing animals;
Yeah.
they're wearing humans.
Yeah, so I mean, like I guess
Because he can't
that's
change
kind of-
at will. He has to have a fucking suit to get into.
Yeah, it has to have a skill, so it's not just I'm gonna be a man. Snap.
So I guess that would kind of lean more towards the Skinwalker.
It's kind of maybe a mixture. No, not a mixture. Just a different take of a skinwalker.
I was gonna say a different take on it or a looser take.
A weird Hulu take.
Gotten something before. People getting skinned and being worn as suits. Oh yeah, we did it in Cthulhu.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre, kind of. Not the
Yeah,
first sequel.
That was a whole different.
Lizard
Ed Gein.
with person suits.
Oh,
Okay, so anyway, episode 2 takes place in Eugene, Oregon, and follows a young man whose dad has left the family like a bit of an asshole. His mum took very ill quite soon after the dad left. The kid's not, he's very, like, he's in his 16 or 17-year-old kind of thing. He's not in school anymore because he's essentially working, trying to pay for the mom's medication and things like that. And he's just shit down on his fucking luck.
His dad left when he was like what? I think he said 5.
Yeah.
I think he said. And his mom kind of had the episode about like a year or so before we
I
the
think
stroke. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, she had the stroke shortly after the dad
The
died.
dad's not dead.
No, that couldn't be right.
Yeah, he left.
Yeah.
Left. Bye bye.
I thought he said that she had it like within a year or so. That's why he kind of had to take
3
over
years.
for everything.
3 years previous, I think, was when she had it. I think he said that at some point.
Previous to when the dad left, or to where we were at.
Well, he was.
Where we are
I'll
at
put
the
it this
moment.
way:
So
he
it's
was
still a little
blaming
bit of
dad
distance.
for her being ill.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
yeah, you just realize how shit down his luck was. Although he goes on a rant at one stage, and this could just be me being an envious gamer, right? But he goes on a rant at one stage where he's kind of like, some people get nothing in life, and some people just have to look and they get whatever they fucking want. And I was looking at his gaming setup, and I was like, what the fuck are you complaining about, man? You've got a dual screen.
Yeah.
Fucking gaming setup with a fucking whopper gaming PC, and then he's complaining about having to give his PS4 in, and it's like, you've got a gaming PC, asshole. What the cop the fuck
Right.
up. And sorry, not trying to sound like a dick. If you were that worried about getting your mom's medication, sell the fucking gaming PC. Anywho.
Yeah, because that would have got you a hell of a
Yeah.
lot more than
Oh yeah.
Anywho,
PS4.
the mum's on this rather expensive medication. This is where kind of I like to think this is where the mental break that sets most of the things in motion really kicks off.
This is kind of like that Willard version. Like he just kind of is beat down in every angle.
He goes to pick up the medication. They find out that their insurance doesn't cover it anymore, and that it's going to cost like $200 and something to get her a month's worth of medication. And you can nearly see his brain snap like a dry, brittle twig in the store there. And this is where the foreshadowing, and I say foreshadowing, it's where the big reveal happens. It's not where they intend you to have the big reveal happen, but it's where the big reveal happens. Because some dudes, just the way he walks out, and some dudes are like, oh, what the fuck are you doing, Unibomber? And I was just kind of like, yeah, he's definitely going to shoot a load of fucking people. Call me crazy. I think this kid's gonna fucking nail a load of people with an AK before the end of the fucking episode. So he goes home, he's gaming away, he sees this crazy shadow start appearing in his room. He puts it on some website going, anyone know what this fucking doodad is? He gets a message back going, you should probably go to this link. So he clicks on the link. Then there's a very confusing segment where everyone just appears in a living room together and they start talking, and you're like, okay, this guy's, oh no, I liked it once I figured out what the fuck was going on, but when it happened initially, I was like, okay, is this guy fucking insane? Or is there an actual teleportation dealie going on, or some hollow sweet doodad? Then you get a little cut to the fact that this is just him imagining talking to a load of people, but he's actually chatting in a chat room, and I was just kind of like, okay, that's pretty cool. I won't lie to you. But initially, it was a bit jarring.
Like, if they would have went chat room, then showed that. Like,
it was the fact that the lads just showed up in his fucking living room out of nowhere. I was a little bit like, what's going on?
Maybe that was...
Yeah, okay, cool. Well done. I just feel that wasn't the point, though, because they explained it fairly quickly afterwards.
I was going to say, I think they could have transitioned that better. Sorry, I thought Giz was going to say more. I thought they could have transitioned to that moment better, but I still liked how they did that, so we weren't just looking at, like, say, a bunch of text messages and stuff like that.
I totally agree.
I really liked how that kind of
it made it more for a better visual.
Yeah, but it also it showed just how friendless he was. Like, it just kind of soaked in that whole emotional aspect.
And there's the fact that when you try to do a lot of these things over text messages or whatever, like in movie, a lot of the emotions lost because you are just seeing shit in text. So having the actors, imagining the people there, really does let you feel the emotion for the scenes, because it is quite a passionate group of people that he's after running into online who are...
And what's cool is because you've got those people that he bonded with, like the girl and stuff like that, and kind of friends with the one, but then has that kind of bumping of the heads between the one asshole. So it was kind of cool that you got to see that realism through this group of people.
I'm not going to lie. I had a theory for damn near the entire episode, and then at the end of it, I was just like, damn it. And it was because I had seen a little bit of Johnny commenting in our group chat about I totally, going on about the kid shooting people. I'm like, what the? I'm not going to read anymore. I'm just going to watch the episode. So I had it in my head that it would turn out that your man was getting catfished by one dude portraying three people who drove him nuts. Or worse yet, it would turn out to be the lads, and he'd go in and
he's run into a bunch of fucking psychos online. Is what's happened.
Right, but you didn't know because, like you said, there is that moment where the conversations kind of start to change and alter. And for a second, I was like, "Oh, this dude's sitting at home with 3 accounts. Don't hurt people, kill them all." And I'm like, "Oh." But Ready Set Go said, "I felt bad for the kid though. He had to grow up super quick."
Yeah,
that was true. Because that definitely added to why he was at this point when shit goes south. He was taking on so much more than he needed to.
It's also a very good example of, when not that I'm condoning anyone that does this type of thing, but people kind of forget that sometimes there's a very long course of events that's led to someone snapping like that and going fucking postal.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
I mean, because this kid's trying to take on, the fact that I don't have friends. I acknowledge this. He's got his own shit. But then oh shit, mom's choking. I have to go run and save her. I have to go Like there's so much that he has to do
I'll tell you what,
on an adult.
one
level.
issue with the storytelling I had was if you were trying to portray him as having these no friends completely, the bit where he's playing the games with two of his visible fucking friends earlier in the episode, like they're not just some dudes that he's met online, like there probably are some dudes that he's just met online, but I mean as in they're not just some random people he was just playing with for one round. Do you know what I mean? He knows these fucking guys.
Yeah. It seems like something they do this like on a nightly or every nightly.
Most certainly a nightly. From being, trust me, that's a nightly basis. That's a nightly basis. So I thought that did take away a little bit. Do you know what I mean? Because it was kind of like, it's not like he's got no fucking friends.
Yeah.
Do you know?
Yeah, but
the whole.
So he then traded those friends for this online group. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like
once you started talking to them, it was like his whole world. Because like that one time where it's like, the power goes out, he has no internet, not power, but the internet goes out. He's like goes to the library. He's like, oh my God, I gotta get on. He just goes insane because he can't talk to these people. So it seems like, and part of it because he was starting to getting that connection with the girl in a way, but like also wanting to figure out what to do with the shadow that
here's what I did find fascinating about this story, right? He it's not like he just ran into this group of people, if you know what I mean. And they kind of warped his mind into going fucking postal. Like he saw the shadow independently of them.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? So this is obviously the thing that they've all seen as well. Which is what I did find interesting.
Right, because that's his whole reason for hopping online. Hey, saw some freaky shit in my kitchen. So have I. And like that got him down the rabbit hole.
And it has you feel that shared connection where you don't feel alone in the situation, that you got other people that have similar experiences, so it kind of maybe makes him feel less isolated and everything like that.
Right, and I think that's also kind of what made that, because like John said, he had his gamer friends, but for whatever reason, maybe he can't relate to them, and here's a group of strangers that we've all seen the same weird shit in our kitchen. Somehow he felt closer to them than he did the actual friends that he had.
There's also a very awesome way where you can tell that the main guy of the group is very cult leadery, but he's cult leadery and done in a proper subtle manner, as in like as a cult leader would do it. Do you know what I mean? Like say the mom's stuck for medication, and all of a sudden he gets an email going, "There's medication on the way. We're all members of the family here, and we all look out for each other and stuff like that." And I was like, "Oh boy, you are getting groomed so bad."
Was that for his mom?
That was the mom's medication.
For his mom.
Yeah, it was like a month supply for the mom's medication.
Well, and like you look at it, dude, because like he would even like when the kid's like asking too many questions and you had the other asshole on the other side of the room going, "Fuck you," the cult leader would be like, "Dude, chill the fuck out. Don't be a dick. What's up, bro? Come here. Ask." He just he nurtured like that new kind of individual into the group and made him feel like that special. He's going to slap down somebody he's obviously known for a few. Like, oh yeah, dude, it was like cult all over the fucking place.
That there's other stuff that is just priming you the entire episode for you to believe that the story is going to go in this direction. Like I said, it's the direction that I certainly thought it was going in with the potential catfishing and the cult behavior and the fact that the two, like you said, he's doing it perfectly. You have your leader, you have your friendly character, you have your antagonist, and you use those characters to manipulate your mark. And as a result, that combined with what happened in the library, the comments from the two lads when he was leaving the shop, a few other bits and pieces like that, you really are thinking, okay, this is what's going to happen. And then once again, something else happens. It's like, oh, huh.
Sorry, what do you think? Sorry, what do you think is going to happen? Yeah,
for most of the episode.
I thought he was gonna walk into a store. And,
I hadn't solidified my opinion as a store, but I was like, he's walking in somewhere and he's
somewhere.
I just felt
That's
like
how
I felt like he was being groomed to kind of go postal in a group, large environment.
I was thinking he was going to go back to that library where they gave him shit.
I figured.
Yeah.
I figured there was one of two possibilities. Either A, he gets groomed by someone who just wants to see somebody set the world on fire and goes into the school, or B, it turns out that the three people are actually the two lads from the shop taking the piss out of him, and he just goes in and whacks them.
Oh, I didn't think about that actually. I didn't even go that direction. That's cool as shit.
But like I said,
as I said, there's obviously some mass delusion angle as well, because
we don't know what happened.
They're all seeing shadows, unless.
You see, here's the thing, and I think it's something that I haven't seen all the episodes yet, but I think it's something that's probably going to prove itself true. I think the idea is that these are all set in basically the same world, shall we say?
Oh, yeah,
different
100%.
cities of the same world. So there are. So it's not a delusion. There are actually the shadow. You know, the shadow is actually a thing, just like the shapeshifter is actually a thing. It's just that these are the only people that are talking about it at the moment who seem to have noticed it.
Yes, but
it's going to be an episode of Netflix is haunted.
You know, the ending, though it was a torch that went off, definitely wasn't a torch that went off, yeah?
Okay, but like that's kind of what I liked about it.
Listen to the audio.
No, I know, but like that's kind of the twist I like. Like, it kind of depends on where you lead with it. Was it or wasn't it? That whole up in the air is kind of what I liked about it.
Here's
to the shadow. It would be like not weapon.
Except that it's a it's not though. He's shot. He's gone to his dad's house, and he's started riddling the fucking family.
What?
That's not his house. He's wandering around.
That's what.
No, I thought he was in his mom's place because the Christmas lights were over her door to protect her.
And he kept hearing her. Well, I mean, I don't know if that was.
I don't think they were in the same house. You know hang on. You know the way he shows up and he says goodbye to the mother. I've got to go, right? And he puts the lights outside her door. Once you see him in that next scene going around that house looking for the shadow, you never see the bells come into action again.
Shit. Okay.
I thought they
do.
I just heard the bells.
There were, because they were up on the roof, and then like he was running around the house, and I saw the bells going. I don't think when that was.
So the bells do go off. The bells do go off when the thing runs into her bedroom and knocks her out of the bed.
Well, maybe that's what I'm mixing up.
No, they're going off when he's hunting.
No. Because I'm looking at something and it says he asks his mom.
He asks his mom what?
So they are at this place.
He asks his mom what? What?
Where he went. He asks his mother where he went.
How does that happen?
Fuck, I'm gonna have to read that episode now. I was reading up on something. That's fucking me all up now. I could have sworn he was in his own house.
I got the impression he was after going to the dad's place.
So I always thought he was in the mom's house, because that's where the shadow would have been at. So,
okay.
I mean, I could see it being either or. I could see a reason why he would go to the dad's.
Well, the whole conversation before
the obvious
he goes downstairs is them telling him about the dad, and him getting riled up about the dad, and them showing the dad.
And they show
the dad
that
with his new family.
Yeah. Which that was another weird thing, because how could he see?
I don't know. Your man must be some sort of hacker or something, or he's just imagining everything. He's been shown to have quite a vivid imagination.
Maybe they just showed him a picture of him and his family, and he just imagined him in the house with them from what they saw. Because they never really went out, and you never saw what was shown to him to him for him to have
I hope it's the dad's house, because either
reaction.
that or he's gone in and
Picture.
riddled his fucking mom. But you hear the mom calling out for him during the credits.
That's what I thought. I thought it was his mom.
I took it as the mom.
So this is where, like, talking about this is very tiptoey.
But you can hear her calling out, not in a deathly manner, over the credits.
Because he at the very end he says something and you could hear her saying something too.
I honestly think what you saw is what you got, in him going around with his light Uzi.
I don't know, man. The way they did the montage of him when he was assembling the gun was all of the sound effects and everything were gun sound effects, but it was with his whatever the fuck he had in his hands.
Right.
Then when
I just didn't put that connection because like it didn't seem like he left.
Yeah,
like
I think it's edited
the
together
garage.
to make it look like you think it's in the one house. But that living room is definitely the living room he was walking around is definitely larger than the living room I saw him sitting in with the mum, because their kitchen and living room are going on to each other.
That's true. Okay. That is true. That did look like of a house.
I will say, like this one kind of blended a lot of stuff because, like, now that I was reading on something, it reminded me, so many things because his friends talk him into like the fact that everything wrong in your life,
and everything wrong with your life. Like the other thing that they very much get him to land on is that everything wrong with his life started with the dad leaving.
Right. And that the worse it goes, it's always the shadow's fault. And so like I liked it, but it is kind of misleading because there's so many different ways you can kind of perceive this episode. Was he here? Was he there? Was it this? Was it that? So I don't know. I guess that's kind of why I liked it, because it can end in so many different mental ways, if that makes sense. You can see him just attacking a shadow. You can see that shadow being something else and being somebody.
The shadow was physically kneeling on the ground, begging not to be shot. I just found I think it was just shadow is how he sees stuff, if you know what I mean. And I thought the fact another thing that led me to believe this was that they leaned so heavy in we don't talk with real names, everyone's got a code name, that I felt that they nearly indoctrinated him into the fact that you don't talk about your dad as your dad. Your dad's your problem. He's where the shadow that's been following you around your whole life started.
I gotta open up my mind more when I watch things, because I just things. I was just like, he's chasing the shadow in the house, and none of that went to my brain.
That's what I liked about it, though, because he's getting it. It really is kind of that weird cult thing, because if you remember when he first sees the shadow, motherfucker's in the kitchen like, "Yo, dude, you want some milk? I'll pour it for you." Like, it doesn't seem heinous in any way, shape, or form. I'm scared of it than it was of me. You know what I mean? Like, it didn't seem, because he even had that moment where he was standing in the bedroom, like they do kind of like the mirror movement thing. That's not something that really comes off aggressive. If it's like, "Hi,
you're a duck.
Hey, bro. Hey, what's up?" It wasn't until he started talking to that group that they're like, "Oh, that motherfucker's malicious." Oh, okay.
I'll tell you, the reason I paid so much attention was that the ending of episode 1 came so out of left field that I rewound halfway through the episode, because I was like, there's obviously something I fucking missed. And I didn't. So I was like, I just better pay attention to these fucking way more, because there's obviously going to be some out of left field shit coming.
The funny thing about that is I was so disappointed with the first one that I was kind of like more thinking about it as I was watching the second
why?
one. So like I'm like watching it, but no, we go that direction. Why didn't we? Oh, okay, cool. And like I may not have taken in as much as you did.
Anyway, we're going to hit the trailer for I nearly said Zombieland there. We're going to hit the trailer for Monsterland, and we will be back with episode 3 and episode 4 of Monsterland, and we'll be saying our goodbyes and playing a little bit of GoreCast awesomeness trailer, kind of orientated fun.
Pulls it out of the vagina.
Exactly. We'll be back in a moment.
When you're born, when you're a little baby, there's a million yous you could be. A doctor, a lawyer, a bank robber. Happy. Sad. All different kinds of versions of you. And then you start going through life. And you make this choice. This one. That one. And one by one, those versions sort of go off. Like they die in a sort of way. And then finally, you end up who he is.
This thing that's inside of me, it's me.
He looks like a man. He is as far from human as they come.
Save them.
And we're back. That's the trailer for Monsterland, not Zombieland, Johnny. Just to let everyone know that I know what's going on. Right, episode 3. This is this is dark, to say the least. Someone else take it away. I've done the intro for the last 2. Buzz, you're usually quiet.
Okay.
Yeah, I know.
I've been talking.
But go on.
Well, I'm more of a if I have stuff in front of me, which I don't.
No.
So if someone else
No.
gives it like he
This
was
is your
getting ready
favorite
to go.
episode. Just you do the.
I'll literally just sit here and stare at the screen because I've
Do
got
you remember
nothing.
what happened in the episode? Okay, well then.
Kind of. I don't remember any
Did you-
character names.
I didn't say any
anything,
character
so that's
names
why
either.
I'm not. Okay, so this one is set in Narlands, Louisiana. I like how they're not like they don't have like an actual title to the episode. It's whatever city
I like
or
that too.
State.
Yeah.
So we were met with. We're kind of. I think it starts off with a parade or a little like a carnival or something going on. There's a lady. She's got a kid and a husband. That's what I'm saying. I don't know names, so I'm just going off by.
There's Bad Mom, Adorable Child, and Dr. Dickhead.
There you go. Yeah, there you go. The stepdad, because this is a stepdad, not actual biological father of this small adorable child. He decides that they're going to go ahead into the parade. They keep going as mom is stopped by some random person that supposedly knows her, I think, and they just get on a little conversation. It was what?
No, the stepdad goes off with the son. He's talking about the woman that comes over and starts speaking to the mom while the stepdad wanders off with the son.
Yeah.
My point is that I think the woman knows the stepdad, and that's why
I know
she's talking
she knew
to
the mom, and because she said
she knew the mom.
Yeah, she said you changed. You went off to wherever and you came back all engaged and whatever.
Came back, and then they're like, "Well, I think she knew both of them because we're like, we didn't even know that he was the doctor, like he was engaged or anything like that." So it seemed like she knew both of them from the conversation kind of well. But regardless, she stops her as the stepdad and the kid go off, and then after a while goes by and like she can't find neither of them, and then all of a sudden, kid runs out of nowhere and runs up to the mom and she grabs him and she's like, "Are you okay?" and everything. Dad shows up, stepdad, and he's like, "Oh, I went to the bathroom," and then he disappeared on me. And he was all like, "Oh, you hurt your wrist," and he was looking at his wrist. And then this is the one thing that confused me is I didn't realize there was the time jump for a while because they just went into
It's
like,
set 14 years later.
Huh? Did it? Then I didn't fucking notice that then. Because I asked that to somebody else, and they're like, no, I didn't do that. And I was
definitely
like,
did.
okay.
If you're okay, right. So I should probably fill you in that grown-up child that she's having the really serious conversation with near the end of the episode, that's her son.
I knew that was him. I knew that. I knew that there was the time jump. I just didn't know, like, at the time. Obviously,
no.
There
was a
but like I didn't.
Yeah,
see
there
the
was a definite
transition
big white letters 14 years later.
I must have missed that. I got to put my phone down when I'm watching things. I get the gist of it. I just didn't see that part of it. So we're 14 years later, I guess. We have Miss Lady in the house, and doctor comes home, and everything's all dark and quiet. She has a baseball bat. She's like, "What's going on?" And then, surprise! He's having a party for something. I don't remember. He was won an award for something. And yeah, being an awesome doctor. You saved my life, Dr. Douchebag. That's the whole story that goes on from that girl.
He did a whole lot more too.
You did. I know. Yeah. More to come.
More come.
And then we get some random ass like dude who shows up, and he's like, "Do you remember him?"
I think he's the guy who runs the arcade in Stranger Things.
It is. Like, if you need a weird, creepy looking dude, this guy's the guy
hair.
you call. He looks kind of like a lurch type kind of guy.
He's got that bowl haircut, but where it's been grown out, as in Mom did cut my hair, but now Mom ain't around to cut my hair no more. That kind of haircut.
Right. Yes. So he's like, "Do you remember my sister?" And then I was like,
yes. I knew where this was going the minute the kid and him went off to get fucking ice cream.
Like the thing, I was telling somebody, a friend, I was like, I knew it was the doctor that was the monster in this story, but I just didn't know where the extent. Like, I was more thinking, I guess I don't want to go to the molestation.
I'll tell you one thing more, and it could be me reading too deeply, as we've proved I've been doing through episode 2. But you know that lady we spoke of that stopped the mum to have the conversation? I think she's a plant.
Yeah.
I think Dad specifically orchestrated. You talk to her for 15 minutes so I can have a wander off, because you know the way he said he was like, I'm a bad man. That's not just the voice of the guy who's done some things to kids. That's the voice of a guy who's gone to extreme lengths to do some things to some kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
he's as Dr. Douchebag, as we said.
It's interesting. We see that lady appearing again at the party, and she's on about how she's got this new project, and lo and behold, it's the waitress girl from the first episode who's changed her name and is looking to become a dental hygienist.
Which ties right in with because she was saying that in episode 1 that she was trying to sow her fake life.
And that's when at the end we're at the diner.
And like, this is why, like, when we were talking in the group chat, I said it's kind of like an anthology-ish, because like you get
it's definitely an anthology, because
like that's kind of
number one. You don't need characters from the other movies to show up in the movies for it to be an anthology. It just needs to be a series of somewhat associated films. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, right. No, I guess say Trick or Treat is my favorite anthology because it's a beautiful tie-in. But I mean, you can put a bunch of fucking stories under a title.
I just saw Giz's face.
That's an anthology. Just go, whatever.
Is it? He didn't need to say the words. I could just tell by his facial reaction. That was Giz's. Is it?
Even that's how anthologies work, though, is they kind of have that little.
No.
Right, some are like later than others.
Whoa. From a literal, definitive standpoint as to what an anthology is, it's a series of movies put together with an overall theme that ties them together. They don't need to have characters that wander in and out of the narrative. Thank you.
Narrative.
I was also watching our screen freeze up for a moment. Yeah. So, we'll just give it 1 second because it has indeed frozen up. Okay, and we're back. Yeah, an anthology doesn't have to have the characters wandering in and out of the narrative in the different segments. They just need to be a series of.
I just didn't feel like, characters aside, it was just like I've seen a lot of them, like kind of this one, where it's just a bunch of stories thrown under a title called Monsterland.
That's.
Oh, this is pure anthology, like just the whole when we had that discussion yesterday, and you're saying, well, maybe, and I'm looking it up. I'm like, everything that I've looked up, horror anthology.
When you said yeah, maybe by episode 2, I was already like, this is definitely an anthology when I was watching it today.
Yeah, because that was happening. Like in the chat, I'm like, because Johnny's like, isn't it not is it not a series or something? I'm like, it's like an anthology.
If you take
Carter's like, well,
if you take VHS for instance, actually, I'll give you 2 examples off the bat. Right, there's VHS where there is an overall story that's tying everything together, but the individual movies don't have people from the movies appearing in them. They're their own thing. And then there's also, like, say, the ABCs of Death, where they're just a load of movies that are under the one umbrella that brought them together, if you know what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah. Same thing with Holidays. There wasn't a reoccurring character.
No.
Was it? But it was central to the Holidays.
It's the same as Into the Dark. Like, that's series. Called a horror anthology as well. But it's just several movies a year that are associated seasonally, I suppose would be the best description.
Yeah, this is an anthology series. It's just that with the reemergence of that one character, it brings up the possibility of, oh, well, maybe we'll see another character pop up in another different story down the line, or maybe there'll be a different story.
Which we don't get, according to Carter, who let it out of the bag earlier. You watched all 8, didn't you?
Dashing.
Oh, yeah. I'm trying to be quiet about that. Like, I'm trying.
Okay. Yeah. Fine. It's fine. It's only one dream dashed.
I might end up having the whole thing watched by the weekend.
Yeah, I'm probably going to throw another one or 2 on when I'm finished this, to be honest, because it's actually okay. Like, long story short, as you can imagine, shit goes south for the Doctor, and people start coming out about what the Doctor's been doing, and he's been doing a hell of a lot more than just surgeries. I don't mind telling you that much. Needless to say, as we've already said earlier, the monster that has been chasing the child, the black-eyed monster, is in fact Dr. Asshole. But somehow the mother has now started to see this black-eyed monster everywhere because there was a dude in a suit at the fair playing some awesome free jazz trumpet.
I think I know what he is.
Go on.
Guilt. Her guilt.
Yeah. I was going to say, like, that was her monster that we were watching.
Yeah, I was watching an interview with the director, and she said that it's literally everyone has this big wall in their life that they need to confront, and I've just given them a monster that helps them to confront it.
Right. I really feel like that was her physical form of guilt.
So she tries to she goes to confront this monster who's now started stalking outside of her house. He tries to bite her head off. That doesn't go well. She manages number one, when you should know that it's not an actual demon, is when you just manage to right hook him clean unconscious.
Yeah.
I figured he was playing possum so that he could get
quite
closer.
Quite possibly. But either or, you should
actually,
either or, you shouldn't take that right hook as a winner, because she was just like, okay, time to drag his dead ass inside the house. Love, what sort of fucking boxing lessons from Mike Tyson have you been taking? Because that man's alive. That man is alive, or monster, or whatever it is. It ain't dead. Let's be fair. But anyway.
Okay, but so many of us don't want to like kill something, like we kind of hope to drag it off, hide it, whatever.
Unfortunately for her, she's evidently not a fan of the jazz. She's evidently not a fan of the jazz trumpet, and this man's incessant trumpet playing is starting to go through her little fucking head. So she's like, I'm going to remove my ear holes, or I'm going to make my ear holes just ear holes, whatever way you want to look at it. That'll result. Yeah,
Taking out
that
your
resolved the
drums.
issue. It does not.
Sister,
No, it does not. Crazy shit keeps going on for this lady. This is, I will say, not just this one, all of them, they're all absolutely fantastically well shot little pieces of horror cinema.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Destruction.
I will definitely give that, dude. They are
Yeah,
definitely shot.
it's a
fucking
silky
awesome.
smooth production. Like, it looks fucking top notch from start to finish, and the kind of the overall package is great. Like, there's like a bit of a different color grade to every episode, but it still keeps it nice and horror looking and things like that. The way I really liked how everything was shot in the second episode. Like,
And I
give it a sec.
There we go.
We're back. I really liked, I agree with Buzz. The third episode was the one I enjoyed the most, just because I like the kind of the monster character in it, and the jazz sax and that whole ending scene was very impactful and shot great, and you really get that kind of feel for someone losing their fucking mind as some realizations start to come to frame. But the second episode, I have to say, I think it was the most inventive. The way they handled the Skype the Skype conversations or whatever fucking chat platform they're using and all of that kind of thing. I think all of that, the whole way that was put together, I think was just very, very. Brian Murphy, welcome to the chat. What's going on, Home Slice?
I will say I really liked the cast choosing. Like Jonathan Tucker's been around for a long fucking time, and he's always done a lot of amazing work. But then you have in the Shadow one, Charlie Tahan. He was Scarecrow in Gotham.
Yeah.
So like, you get like a lot of not necessarily like Brad Pitt big, but like a lot of people that are really good getting a chance to kind of fucking shine in these stories. And I thought they all did really good, especially in this one. I think Nicole, I don't know how to pronounce her last name, but she came off of Sleepy Hollow as a cop.
I think with this one, another reason why I think I maybe liked it the most was because like I almost like I understood what was going on, so I didn't have to put my like thinking cap on. So that's beneficial for me. But like the end like metaphor, like I got where they were going with it. With the others, like I didn't know. So it's like, okay, what happened here? That one to me, like I don't want to like I'm gonna say ruin it or whatever, but like I knew what that meant at the end with all the different, band members or whatever that kind of surrounded her. Like I knew what that meant.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, I got this one. So that's why I think I enjoyed it more, because I was like, from beginning to end, I kind of knew what was going on, as opposed to, well, that came out of left field.
Yes.
Which, I mean, I like that part too with certain things. It just, when I can understand things, it's more beneficial for my tiny brain. My brain's not big, guys.
I don't even know where to go with that, dude. All right.
Well, I said my brain.
I suppose on that. I was
only talking about the brain.
I suppose on that revelation, we'll move into the final episode for tonight, which is New York, New York. Take it away there, Gizzles, as I cock blocked you on the last one.
Okay, so New York, New York opens with I want to say, is it Hollow or Hampton? The guy's name is. It's something beginning with an H.
Looking for it.
Anyway, we see this dude in a nice prim suit, and he's kind of doing his best to politely run through New York to try and catch up with a lady, and gets into a cab with her, and turns out she's the ex of the guy that he works for, and she's having a minor meltdown. And by all means, he's not trying to get her to sign this non-disclosure agreement at all. He just wanted to say goodbye and just let her know that he thinks highly of her, blah, 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 and it's all wavy gravy and all cool, because it turns out her ex-husband is a bit of an asshole and has kind of caused a massive oil leak that has fucked up the planet big time.
Yeah.
And
man.
About to go in front of a federal court type thingy with all the press and people in high-powered suits asking you really awkward questions. So Stan has already got protesters outside his gaff, Stan Price. He's already got protesters outside his gaff when the assistant guy comes back. He is in the middle of trying to do, I suppose, a dress rehearsal for this congressional hearing. Yes, that's what they're called. Ha, I knew I'd remember it. Hey, not bad for a guy that's not from your country. So anyway, so he's doing this dress rehearsal for the congressional meeting. It's not going well, primarily because he's probably still half cut. He's definitely still half cut because they can smell it off him a mile away. He's
Right.
some of the questions. It's not going well. He ends up calling it and just going, look, I'm done with this. So you get a bit of an insight and you get a little bit of an explanation whereby you find out that he most definitely did.
Oh, yeah.
Assuredly. He let something happen that has caused like all this fucking damage.
Not just let something happen, as in well in advance let something happen. Was very aware of what was going to...
It has zero fucks to
Not
care
a
about.
fuck
It.
given.
Like just
I got a yacht. I can write it out on the yacht.
My coffee.
Yeah,
fuck,
yeah.
Whatever. Just get a new cup of coffee.
His entire mindset is damage control. He's on about getting like some fucking senator to fucking speak in his behalf. He's on about fucking killing some fucking the second head of the company or something because he didn't take the blame or something. He's like, I was at a Twitter campaign, fucking let him bleed it to death in social media. You know, pure fucking vindictive, cruel shit.
A Twitter campaign that gets the guy fucking moited.
It does actually. Well, not moited, but put in intensive care.
Wasn't it? I thought he was moited.
No, at least not yet.
Intensive care, not
moida.
Waka waka.
Moida. Moida. I don't know why it means.
Stan's health starts to deteriorate as he's, well, I'm not going to call them friends, but his list of allies begins to dwindle fucking rapidly.
Some would say almost instantaneously.
Yes, as public opinion goes against him. In fact, one or two allies decide to almost F him in the A by setting him up for the paparazzi, which leads to a very hilarious conversation with an altar boy who don't give two fucks. Well,
yo, bro, I'm just trying to play some
want
Fortnite. Can you back the fuck off?
But it's interesting because he gets a person who's completely amoral is all of a sudden become kind of like racked. Well, not even racked, but it's kind of like he's this shit's coming against him, and he's kind of started thinking about stuff, and it's kind of like, well, fuck, what's the whole deal with this God bit? Did you buy in for it? And the kid's like, no, of course not. You know, I just like sucking priest cock.
I was like, wow.
I was like, yes. Yes.
I really thought he was going to make the corner on that one, but that was a curve.
The fact that your man Tyrone just went, we would have been friends when I was kids. You know, like, I like these kids. You know? But the kid clues him in on heaven and hell and the difference between a venial sin and a mortal sin. And, you know, he's kind of like, he's all right with the venial stuff, but he's starting to get kind of like sweats when it comes to the mortal stuff. And it's kind of like, well, how do you get around it? Is there some safe way around it? And it's kind of like, I don't know, you know, just he's about to fill him in on the details. The great big save, what you actually got to do. The mass bell hits and he's got to go off and fucking do his duty. And all of a sudden your man's kind of like looking at the body of Christ and he's kind of like, fuck it.
Bad move, Stan.
Leads, in my opinion, to a mad-ass fever dream. It couldn't possibly have got to do with anything like the coke or the fucking booze or anything of the party or anything like that.